Hey, what's up? Welcome to a new reading vlog. This is a weird start. Basically, I'm sick for like the millionth time. And this is reason 500,000 of why I hate working in retail, because I'm consistently sick. I was sickish like 3 weeks ago. Why am I here again? Also, it's the first day of the time of the month. So, and I think I also have some allergy symptoms as well. So there's that. I'm just a mess. So that being said, also I'm drinking tea because, like I said, I'm sick. I just have like a ginger tea. Anyways, it's Wednesday, March 19th. It's 9:11 p.m. And I have been okay. So the original plan was, because I don't have a video to post this Friday. Oh my god, also I have new glasses. I'm all over the place, sorry guys. Okay, I have new glasses and I don't really like them because I feel like they don't really fit my face. I feel like they're too small for my face. But I have the same prescription, so I could still wear my other glasses. So that's good. Okay, back to what I was saying before. Okay, so the original plan, because I don't have a video to post this Friday, the original plan was to film something quick that I could film like in a day. And I was supposed to film that today, edit it Thursday, and then post it on Friday. That's not happening anymore because I've been sick all day. So the plan for that video was to reread Oedipus the King, just because. And that was literally that was gonna be the name of the video too. I'm still gonna do that, but it's gonna be some other time. I might try to film some sort of short to post on Fridays. I could still have something go up on Friday, but we'll see what happens. And then reading wise, I kind of have been debating what I want to read. I'm definitely still in a reading mood. I mean, I'm definitely still in a fantasy mood. Also, I was rereading King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, and I was filming that spoiler vlog, but then my Libby audiobook loan expired, and I think I have like 100 pages left, 150 pages left, something like that. And I just put a hold on it again, and once I get that back, I'll finish that book and then finish that video. But now I need something else to read in the meantime, because I think I won't get that back until like 2 more weeks or something, or somewhere around there. So I'm thinking I'm gonna pick up Poison in Their Hearts by Laura Sebastian, and this is the last book in the Castle in Their Bones series trilogy. So I really liked the first book, Castles in Their Bones, because of this one character. Hold on, I need more tea. Yeah, because of this one character, one of the sisters. But now, but then the second book, Stardust in Their Veins, because of reasons, that character wasn't really involved in the second book. So I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't like it as much. But also I was really enjoying it in the beginning, and then my enjoyment kind of dwindled towards the middle and then the end. So I'm just hoping that I enjoyed this more than I did the second book. But basically, if you don't know a series, so Castles in Their Bones, the first book, it's about, with the trilogy, it's about these triplet princesses, and basically in this world they're divided, I think, yes, into 4 countries, and they are like the princess of this one country, and their mother is the empress. I think the father died, And basically their mother has betrothed them, the three princesses, to different kings or princes from the three other countries. And basically their task is to pretty much infiltrate each kingdom from within, so then their mother can become like the empress of like the whole world, because then she'll control all 4 countries. But things start to get revealed, things start to happen, they start to learn things, there's magic involved, and things go off the rails, let's just say that. And yeah, they're each learning like things, learning new things, and the plan has changed to say the least, at least for the princesses. Oh, so the 3 princesses, Sophronia, Daphne, and Beatrice. So those are the 3 princesses. Yeah, so I'm excited to like just like wrap up this trilogy and see like, yeah, I'm excited to see how this wraps up. So yeah, I did make the mistake earlier of looking at some Goodreads reviews, and it kind of like made me think like maybe I shouldn't pick this up now, but no, I'm gonna pick this up now. Yes, I just recommence myself by telling you the synopsis. And I'm gonna hop back into it. This is gonna be non-spoiler. I'm just gonna talk like big thoughts in this vlog. So if you haven't read the books, you're safe to watch. But right now, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna start right now. I'm gonna start in a little while. Maybe, I don't know, my bedtime has been lately has been 10 p.m. and it's 9:17. But I'm thinking maybe I might stay up a little bit later just because I took a nap not that long ago. So, and I do want to start this book. So we'll see what happens. Let's see if I start it tonight or if I just start it tomorrow morning. But this started the vlog, and hopefully it's a good one. Let's get to it. Hey, what's up? So, where's my phone? Here we go. It's like a week later. I'm pretty sure it's a week later. It's Wednesday, March 26th, 11:10 p.m. Also, it's night again. I know my last update, my first update for this vlog, it was nighttime. And I am no longer sick. I did have a migraine like all day today, so that's fun. But yeah, so the last update that you saw, it was like, it was just a little b-roll of when Allie from with Ali was doing her over 24-hour reading sprints. So basically, yeah, she was doing live reading sprints on Twitch slash YouTube for over 24 hours. She was trying to read, oh wait, what's the name? A Little Life? I think it's called A Little Life, this book. She was trying to read that in 24 hours. It took her over 24 hours. It started last Saturday at 10 a.m. and she finished, I think it was Sunday at like 3 p.m. It was crazy. But basically, yeah, so pretty much that weekend I finished Poison in the Hearts by Laura Sebastian, the third book in the Castle in the Bone series. So I started off the day on Saturday at 10 a.m. I started on page 33. So in that like weekend I read all of that. And basically what I did, because I had to sleep because I was sick. Obviously, when you're sick, you need your rest. So I did not stay up. So I stayed up. I did most of the reading sprints that she did that Saturday. So I did a good amount of reading from like 10 a.m. and then I went to sleep at midnight. And then I woke back up on Sunday. What time was it? At like 9 p.m. at 9 a.m. And then I did like most of the sprints. I think I did all the sprints she did from 9 a.m. until she finished at like 3 p.m. around there. It took me a little longer to finish it because I had like a few more pages. When she finished her book, I still had a few pages left of this book, so it took me a few minutes after she finished to finish my book. But yeah, I was able to finish this. I ended up rating this 3 stars. I thought it was an okay book. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like fall in love with this finale. I did think that it was a decent finale, but yeah, it wasn't something that like, obviously not thinking about it and like thinking about how I finished it on Sunday. It's Wednesday now, and a lot of like what happened didn't really stick with me. And I feel like even if you like read a book like in a pretty like quick turnaround, if you enjoy a book, you're gonna remember like everything. If you like don't enjoy the book, or you don't, or if it was just okay, I feel like in those situations you might forget things that happened, which is the situation that I'm in, because I'm like, how did this end? I'm like, I don't remember how they defeated like the villain. Oh, I can't remember now. But yeah, overall I felt like I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed like what was going on, the plot, the pacing was good as well. Like, it kept me intrigued the entire time I was reading it. But again, I didn't like fall in love with like what was going on. I wasn't like super invested, but it did keep me intrigued enough and focused enough that it didn't seem like it was taking like forever for things to happen and for things to progress. It was the pacing was good. Like I said, I enjoyed the characters. The characters were fun. There were a few funny moments in this, and yeah, it was just fun being in this world again and just seeing how like everything wrapped up. And I do like how a certain character was brought back up towards the end, and how they contributed to the plan. and I'll leave that as vague as it is because I don't want to spoil anything. But overall, the series, I thought it was a fun series. It was really, it was a very interesting premise. I think all 3 books kept me invested in like what was going on with the characters. So that's good. But yeah, 3 stars. It was a decent wrap up to a series. The ending was a little bit rushed, just a little bit, but like I keep saying, I did really enjoy this. It was fun, and I think also what contributed to like me having like a good time reading this was the whole aspect of the readathon happening that weekend. And just like, yeah, just like watching Ali sprint, and then like obviously during the breaks she was like talking bits, and yeah, it was just fun. It was like a fun experience. So yeah, so I feel like that just like the whole reading experience like with the readathon did help with my enjoyment of the book, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's for Poison in Their Hearts. I would say if I were like ranking them, like 3 books, it'll be book 1, book 3, and then book 2. Book 2 kind of fell off for me a little bit, which tends to happen with series. There is the whole thing with like second book slump, and that I think that did suffer a little bit like towards the middle in that second book of second book slump syndrome. So yeah, also let's talk about how I already got the audiobook back from Libby for King's Cage by Victoria Avey up on reread. So at some point, I'm not sure when I'm gonna like finish that off, but I'm gonna finish that off. I have it for like, I don't know, maybe like 2 more weeks now. So I'm gonna finish that off at some point. But right now what I picked up is just a dust jacket I have. A Sword in Slumber by Sarah Roche. This is the 4th book in the Queen's Counsel series. They're standalone series, so you don't have to read them in order. But basically, each book takes a Disney princess and puts them in a situation where they have to come to like a new role. Like in this, I think she has to be, I think it's Empress. Or Queen. It says Queen here. Yeah, so it says to ascend from peasant to princess to queen to empress in a single year should be impossible. So we're just gonna follow her journey on becoming empress, and like the difficulties that go with that, and like whatever struggle she's gonna be having in that transition. And like the first book was Rebel Rose, which was Belle's book, and she was like gonna become a queen. And then the second book was Mulan, which was Fire and Flame. She was becoming, I think, empress in that as well, yeah. And it followed her journey to becoming empress. And then the third book, Romo Wonders, which was Jasmine's book, Princess Jasmine's book. She was becoming Sultana. Also, I believe Sultana is the female version of Sultan. And then the thing that the series has in common is the Queen's Counsel, which it like basically is this entity that shows up to help like each princess. This entity shows up in like whichever form is best to help the princess that the book is focusing on. So it's never the same in each book, but it's the same thing. if that makes sense. So it's like an entity that manifests in however way, in a way that would help that Disney princess. So like there's different characters in each book, a different character in each book, but it's the same entity, if you follow. So yeah, so that's the thing that the book has in common. It's always fun like seeing how the Queen's Consort plays, how it comes up in like the new book. So yeah, so I'm excited to see how it pops up in A Sword in Slumber. Yeah, so I only read the prologue so far. I read that on the train when I was coming back home from work yesterday. So at some point this week I'm gonna continue reading that, and yeah, so that's my next book. And yeah, so that's the update for now, and I'll talk to you guys again once I've read some more of A Sword in Slumber. Tomorrow I have a busy day. I'm planning on cleaning out my closet. So I'm not sure how much reading I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do tomorrow, but hopefully Friday and Saturday I'll get a good amount. So that's the plan. I'm working on Sunday, so we'll see what happens with that reading wise. So yeah, that's the update, and I'll talk to you guys again later. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Wait, what? Okay, it is update Saturday, March 29th. It's 4:28 p.m. and we're gonna do an update on A Sword in Slumber by Sarah Rosh. Okay, so I'm currently on page 86, and I'm really enjoying this right now. So first off, love the little flirtings going on between Aurora and Philip. Cute. And at the point where I am now, something happened, so I know like the actual like plot is gonna start picking up now, and it's about to get a little crazy, and I'm excited for it. And I'm excited to see like how Aurora, or Briar Rose, deals with the changes that are coming. Also, Philip's character is very interesting because I'm like, mentally he is not okay, like, because this takes place after the events of like what happened in the movie. So after Maleficent has been defeated, and I'm not sure like in this version of events if the exact same thing happened, like what happened in the movie happened in like this universe. So I don't know if like what Philip went through was a little bit more intense in this world, because one, it's mentioned that Philip doesn't like to talk about what happened that day, and after this certain event that just took place, I was like, dude is not doing okay mentally. He's like, he's traumatized from like what happened when he had to defeat Maleficent. So I'm excited to see like how that also plays out, and how they both help each other in like this, with like the issues and problems that they each other have, how like each other, how they're going to help out each other, and just how in general they are going to start coping with the events and things that have happened in their lives. Is there something else I wanted to mention about Aurora, aka Briar Rose? I do feel like she is going to be like more, not more, she's gonna be less of a damsel in this version, because she was very much a damsel, like when she had to be saved from the curse and everything and all of that, but she doesn't like that. And I love that she doesn't like that. She's like, I don't like that I have to depend on other people to save me. And so yes, I'm excited to see like how her character evolves throughout the book. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying this so far. I hope they continues to be very like entertaining and I don't know, just like different and fun. And like I said, I'm excited to see like for both of them how their character growth, how each of their characters progresses like throughout for the rest of the book. So yeah, I'm also really excited to see like how the Queen's Council is gonna come up in this book, because like I said before, in each book the Queen Council shows up in a different form. So yeah, so I'm excited to see like how the Queen Council pops up here because we haven't seen it yet. Oh, I'm also really interested. So Aurora Briar Rose, because she actually likes, in this version she actually prefers to be called Briar Rose because that's the name that she grew up with and that's the name that she associates herself with. She feels like Aurora's this other person, that's not her. So I think I'm gonna keep calling her Briar Rose. But yeah, so she has these two friends that she grew up with and I'm excited to like learn more about them, especially the girl BFF, because there's something going on with her and I need to know what it is. I feel like it's gonna be interesting and I hope it doesn't let me down. I feel like it's gonna be very interesting what's going on with her, but yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't let me down and that it actually is something like really like interesting and cool. Yeah, so that's the update I have for now. I'm gonna start reading in a little bit. Yes, I'll keep you guys updated on my thoughts. I'm reading A Sword in Slumber and I got to a part, I'm on page 220 and something's about to happen. Something's about to happen and I'm concerned, I'm scared, I'm panicking a little bit. I just hope this is not gonna go well. I'm scared. So I decided, let's just film a reaction to what's gonna happen because I feel like there might be some reaction, so let's do it. My battery died, but we're back. I'm still technically in the same scene, but basically I knew that what's currently happening, I knew that was gonna happen. I don't know what to say about it because I don't want to, this is a non-spoiler vlog, so I don't know what to say about it without spoiling anything. But let's just say, okay, there's a jousting match, and then where Philip is one of the guys jousting, and then his opponent had something on that I was like, and then the announcer like said something, and I was like, this is bad. Literally, I don't know what to say about spoiling anything. Because Philip's character in this book is not okay mentally, and I knew like what led up to where I am now was gonna have a bad effect on his mental health. Let's just say that. And I was like, this is not good, like for him. Not like this, like not good as in the book, but not good as in this is not gonna be good for Philip, you know. But if anything else happens, I'll let you guys know. Hey, let's talk about the end of A Sword in Slumber by Sarah Rosh. Also, I forgot, I just went into like vlogging yesterday, and I forgot yesterday was Friday, April 11th. I probably put the date on the screen, but whatever. Today it's Saturday, April 12th. It's 11:06 a.m. And this morning at like 9:05 I finished A Sword in Slumber. Rating, I think I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it probably could have been higher if I hadn't taken so much time to read it and taken like so many breaks to read it, because I feel like I started this, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So I feel like if I had read a little bit more, because I was loving it in the beginning when I first started it, and then my reading pace slowed down, and I wasn't picking it up as much, and I think that kind of lessened my enjoyment because I kept going in and out of the world. So if I had been more consistently reading, I feel like I probably would have enjoyed it more. The ending of this, it took a turn that I didn't expect for it to take, and I don't think I loved it, especially because of how the Queen's Console, because I talked about this earlier in this video, so like how the Queen's Console appeared to Aurora, I didn't like. Usually it's fun, like with the other books, like to see like this character of the Queen's Console that's, I don't know, it was something about it that I'm like, I didn't like about it, of how the Queen's Console appeared to Briar Rose. But that's like pretty much, but I was gonna say that's pretty much the only thing I didn't like about this book, but that's like a pretty big plot point of the book, of the series, is the Queen's Console. But I really loved the friendship that Briar Rose, Philip, and Ben made with each other. Ben is so funny. He cracks me up. He cracks everybody up in this book, and I think that's why the three of them get along so well. There was this other character, I think it was pronounced Frida. she's a complicated character, and I'm not sure if I liked her. I'm thinking maybe if I had known more about her or had been in like her perspective at least a little bit, and like understood what she was going through and what she was thinking, maybe I would have liked her more. But she did a lot of things that annoyed me, so yeah, I'll just leave it at that. When it comes to Briar Rose slash Philip, I love their relationship in this. It was so cute. And then I had a thought and then I left my brain. Oh, when I first picked this up, I saw someone mentioned in the comments about how there's a fade to black scene. Also, they made it seem like it was multiple scenes. It was, I think it was just one fade to black scene. And yes, this is young adult, but it's, I don't think it was anything scandalous. And I mean, in the first book, Rebel Rose, of the series, it takes place during the French Revolution, and Belle literally sees someone be beheaded. So there's, in these books there are like darker themes, so I don't think one fade to black scene is that big of a deal. I don't know. And what led up to that, I don't think it was scandalous. I don't know. And then also, I'm like, it's not like 8-year-olds are reading this. So I think it's okay, in my opinion. But also, that being said, I'm gonna show you. Okay, so this is how the book covers were in the beginning. So this is Rebel Rose, Belle's story, and this is Feather and Flame, Mulan's story. And yeah, obviously. And then this is Roma Runder's Jasmine, Sword and Slumber, Aurora. So like, obviously, like these covers don't scream Disney. Obviously these do. Like, obviously they have like the actual like Disney princesses on the covers, and it says like Disney on top of these cover versions. There's no Disney in sight. The only way you could tell these are Disney books is by looking over here and seeing that it's by Disney Hyperion. But other than that, there's no indication that these are like Disney princesses books. So I'm thinking maybe that's why they did the cover changes, and they did release like new covers for these books in paperback that match these. So yeah, obviously I feel like this does seem more mature. These covers seem a little bit more mature than these covers, because these scream Disney, and like I said, these don't. So yeah, that's, I don't know, I just wanted to mention that, like the cover changes, and like how, and maybe like that's why that person said the whole, that they were like a little bit like, they didn't like the fade to black scene in this book, is because this screams more Disney. I'm wondering if maybe if they had kept doing the covers like these, if that person would have felt a little bit more different, because I feel like these I feel like this feels more mature than this cover does. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, but those are my thoughts. But let's go back to talking about A Sword and Slumber. So also, one of the things that I liked about it was the mental health rep that was in this. There is mention of a character with PTSD, but obviously like back then that wasn't a term that was used. That, I don't want to say made up, that term didn't come up until I think it was the 70s. So like obviously like in this time period, that I'm sure like people had PTSD, but it wasn't like a medical diagnosis where people were like, oh, that's PTSD, you know? Okay, so there was PTSD rep, and there was, I want to say it was panic disorder. not PTSD rep, there was mention of PTSD. That's what I meant to say. But I want to say that there was also panic disorder touched upon in this, and I really liked how that was spoken about and how the author like described how this person was feeling. I don't want to spoil anything, so that's all that's how I'm gonna phrase that, because that scene that I'm talking about, it was like, I don't know, for me, I was like, oh, this is what's happening. With what I've said before in this vlog earlier, I feel that you could figure out what I'm talking about, but maybe you can't, I don't know. But I just liked how she wrote this one scene, because I was like, oh, that is very obviously what's happening. I'm gonna stop talking about that before I do end up spoiling something. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna rate this a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters, and the plot was fine, but I'm not sure if I enjoyed like where like the plot twist and the whole Queen's, yeah, I didn't love how the whole Queen's Console character was handled in this. I didn't like the twist. Yeah, because in all the other books, it's very obvious that the character of the Queen's Console was helping each of the princesses, and the prior books it was very obvious, but in this it wasn't obvious. I'm just gonna leave it like that, because I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, 4 stars. Let me know if you have read any of the books in this series. They are standalone. What I mean by that is like you don't have to read them in order. Like even like Disney says, like you don't have to read them in order. But if I remember correctly, there was mention of one of the other princesses in this book, and there was also in this one. If there was mention of other princesses in these, I don't remember. But I know definitely in these two there were. But I was like, oh, that's that princess, like obviously. But yep, that's it for this video. I think in this video I read obviously this book, and I read, what was it? What was the last book I read? It was a fantasy, wasn't it? Oh yeah, I finished Poison in Their Hearts by Lord Sebastian. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you would like. Like I said, if you have read any of the books in this series, to me, if you have read them and what you thought about them, TBH, this is the worst one. I really did not like this one, and Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie. I don't know if that's the reason, because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie. Give it 2 stars. Did not like it. Or if it was just because this was the author's debut novel, maybe that was the reason. I don't know. Also, all the books in this series are written by different authors. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Have a nice day. Goodbye. How do I end my videos? I don't remember. I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari Hearts Books. Bye. I think that's how I did. I don't know.